Hi guys and girls, dctmakes here. We're going to make another burner here. Basic parts, 8-inch 3/4 black pipe, 3/4 to, what is it, 1-inch flare, and a T. And let's see, this, what's the thread on this? This is 8/27 in your tap set, the odd tap, and you're like, what the heck is that one? 8/27, that's what that is. A cap, just a simple brass cap. This one's a reducer, and that would be 8/27 to 1/4 MIP, male iron pipe, whatever you call it, and then up a little further, and then up onto the gas fitting. It's just my take on it. There's lots of different ways of doing it. Biggest two deals out of all of this is cutting the, so you need some bits and bobs to do this. Not too bad, and we'll talk about a way of actually maybe even fine-tuning the nozzle location and not soldering it in statically into the top of here. I'll show you that in a second. But first thing is cutting, can you see it? It's cutting that little tiny hole right there. That's a number 60 drill. And just so you get an idea what that looks like, that's a number 60 wire drill. Tiny little thing. Now you can, when you look down the end of these, there's like a natural cone. Like I said on the last video, on some of these there's a natural cone where it was drilled, that you can actually start drilling this by hand. If this drill will fit in your drill press, it's much easier, but your drill press has got to be dead square, obviously, and capable of holding this little tiny fine drill. And when you pull down on the handle, you have got to be, it's like so light with it, you actually got to listen to it cutting. So either way, you're going to have to get a nozzle or make it out of a MIG tip and just change some of the plumbing here. So basically this guy goes on here to create the other end of our flare. I'll talk about this part in a minute. That goes on there, and then through the top of here we're going to end up with this arrangement. Here's our nozzle. I'm going to bring that 8/27 up to the MIP, and then the reducer. Obviously these are all going to be gas taped or doped, and then this goes up to our, what do you call it? Is it compression? The V part of the gas line that comes onto here. And there's no thread sealant on this one. There would be on this one, that one, and that one. But so basically all of that disappears down inside there, and then basically the nozzle ends up in the center here, straight down the tube, straight down, focus right down there, pointing down there. But the biggest thing that I see is getting the hole in the top of here exactly in line with this. So what I did is I cut a piece of, there's lots of ways of doing it. I've seen the guys put a short stubby piece of this pipe in here with a flat plate underneath to bring this up onto the drill press to drill down. But you still got to know where the center is, so you're still marking and everything. So I thought maybe there's a more foolproof way of doing this, maybe. Or fool. Right. So what I did is I actually put a piece of this guy inside there and cut it off. I'm going to take that out eventually. Cut it off, made a flat surface. Then We got a boss here, stepped boss, with a little bit of tape on it. It fits like they're almost dead in there, but when you put it in there, you're almost dead in the middle. And then you can use in this particular case, I'm just using because of this hole, not the diameter of that, just to get a hole that's right in the center. That's a Q drill, letter drill, Q. And if you look in here, whoa, it's bang on in the middle. Can't be anywhere else basically, unless you screw up putting this in here. So that's one way maybe of getting it dead in the center. So I'm gonna get this all rigged up on the drill press and let the drill be the guide to holding the piece, and then cut it straight through. That'll at least give us a guide hole that's in line with the center of this boss and in the top of this. That's it for the moment. Okay, so we've got it chucked up here. The drill's going straight down through that boss. Theoretically, it should be in the center, and it's coming out the bottom. Yeah, we're gonna give it a whirl here. Now we're drilling the vise. Well, we'll pull all this out and we'll see how good it is. Well, there's the drill from the bottom to the top through the boss. With the casting, you can't really tell. I suppose the proof's going to be when I light it. So we'll put this back in and then try and cut the other hole to fit the pipe. Obviously I can't put it down through there, it's not the same size, so all this has got to come out, and then this is just a guide to cut that hole. Hopefully. Now for straighten bit, gotta get that brass ring out of there so the 3/4 pipe, iron pipe, will fit in it. Sharp cold chisel. That'll work. That's the ring, just so it would pick up the pick up this boss, step boss. Well, I'll put marks in it now, but that's where that ran. And we have a hole. And then there'll be a little bit of free play here, and I'm thinking about cause it's actually going to sit about like right there, create the drawing effect, the gas coming out of here. So I'm thinking about a collar and a way of maybe making another gimbal arrangement here so that you can just slightly move this so it's dead down the center of the tube. I don't know how accurate that really has to be. If it's just a little bit out, as long as if the tube's too long, it's going to hit the gas stream's going to hit the side wall of the tube. But within the 8-inch tube on this, and this being, you know, 1/4 of an inch in, I don't know. We're going to find out. I needed a cup of tea for this one. There's lots of little different caps and stuff you could make there. You can make the nozzles out of, the jet out of, and buy a few of them, because let's see if we can get this one to show you. Definitely a 60 hole, but not in the center. It's scooted off on the inside of there, and you can mess about with, like, this is a coupling that's got 8/27 pipe on one end and 1/4 MIP on the other, and then this particular plug has a real defined, you see that, real defined V to the bottom of the cup where, you know, you want the drill to be. Maybe one of the things about these is the thickness of the last part of this. Maybe reduce it by finding a drill that fits in there as clean as possible, and then drilling them out just so that you're not drilling too far with the 60 wire drill. Just a thought. You can do it with these kind of caps too, but it's got more of a flat bottom to it. But there's a chunk of brass here on the cap that probably needs to come away. The nozzle doesn't have to be in the 1/4 of an inch of solid brass through the bottom there. Just a thought. We're trying to make a gimbal here kind of deal. It's getting complicated. Put this through here, and then have this screwed to there that you can turn it. So hence turning this, moving that to the center of the hole. Something like that. I don't know yet. Still playing with it. Again, I needed a cup of tea for this one. Okay, this may be a little too over-engineered, but trying to build a gimbal so it's like, you know, almost infinitely changeable. So, let's see. Okay, so this one here locks the collar to the shaft. So up and down is on this one. This one, slight rock left and right, so obviously moving the jet. So the only thing we've got to accomplish now is this movement here, and this will be the part that will actually keep it from pulling out. Obviously, screw through there, picking up the actual tube, not so much the nut. So we've got to work on that. They'll keep this collar from turning, and this one obviously stops it going in and out. So just unscrew that one. Told you, over-engineered. Fat old hands, bad eyes. Take that off there, and then if you want to move it, down, so we're moving the jet up to get the best flame. Just run that up, tighten that down. The collar can't move. I may put some little dimples in there just to pick up the heads of these. Don't know, I haven't worked that out yet. They can't really be attached to that, else, you know, thread, that's not going to work. Like just a little cup for them to ride in, so you can just tweak it just a little bit left and right. So basically it's a gimbal. I'm run out of time today, but next one we'll put screws through here, screws through here. You see, screws through here, screws through here, and we'll actually be able to move it around like that. It's probably, like I say, well, too over engineered, but that's what we got for now. Later, guys.